My name is Michael Bacon. I've been fencing for 14 years, all with MFC, and I got into fencing by following my children, who were both fencers for a number of years with MFC. Well, I started because it seemed cool, and my children were competing, and I would take them to competitions, and I didn't really understand what was happening. And so I thought a little fencing would be good to learn a little better so that I could support my children. And then I found my own reasons to enjoy it. And I think there are three reasons. One is the community. I've made many good friends in that community. And I've seen a lot of little children here grow up to be nearly world champions on their own. So the community has been very rewarding to me. Second, I feel like I still have more to learn. I still don't have a good blade parry. I have a good distance parry. I have better footwork, but there's still more to learn. And that opportunity is interesting and fun. And then the last is I still have goals. I'd like to win a world championship. I'd like to win a national championship. Um, and maybe also develop a better blade parry. Well, to win, I'd love to be world championship. It's a big goal, but I would rather have that as a goal and fall short in the semifinals than to say I want to make top eight and then fall short of that. But I'd like to win. If I do well, I will make the team event the second day. It would be fun to participate in the team event since I know so many of the men's saber fencers. It will be interesting to compete internationally. This is my third world championships, but the first time I will compete abroad. So that will be an interesting learning, I think, as well. Well, it's not a goal for everybody, of course, who tries it. I think it's interesting for parents of fencers to try the sport, to learn a little bit, to be able to support them and understand things better, particularly in saber, where priority is such a subtle concept and can be difficult to understand. But I think anybody who tries it for more than casual sporting, I think we'll find it's pretty special. And what we have here at Manhattan Fencing is really rare. Other vets and the supportiveness of the club is something that many other veterans come to me at the U.S. tournaments and say, "We wish we had something like what you have at MFC." My special opponents are probably more the Americans. Not this time. This time I want to compete with them because they're my teammates. The foreign fencers are not as well known to me, so there isn't a special opponent in the international side so much. But anybody I fence is a special opponent because I need to beat them. For me, this was a fun thing to pursue, and as I said, the community and the learning. So this is my last year in Vet 50. So I'm very happy to have qualified for the team. Just making the team is something to be proud of, a difficult accomplishment. Once I made the team, I think there's some pride at maybe sounds a little dramatic, but I'm proud to be able to represent this country. I take it seriously. So I want to perform well for myself, for my teammates, and also for my country. So the fencing specific training is the trickiest part for me because I have a busy job, I travel a lot, and you have to be here to train. So when I'm not traveling, I train a couple of times a week here. Footwork, lessons, bouting. 2 hard days a week is probably about as much as I can do. Maybe do a third day a week if it's gentle, but the body doesn't recover like it does when you're younger, even when I was much younger as a veteran. The rest of the training is more fitness oriented, not necessarily training for fencing. So I do cardio 2 or 3 days a week. I do biking or elliptical. I stretch a lot, 6 days a week, probably 10, 20 minutes. So most of the training is not fencing specific, and I can do it even when I'm traveling. But you're right that you have to manage the energy differently. I can't train like the children can train, the kids, the adults. So the dynamism is both about how your body's feeling, but also the other things going on in your life, children, spouse, responsibilities. Um, but the most important thing is to listen to your body. We picked MFC because it had a good general reputation. We didn't really understand everything about it. We certainly didn't know what a special place it was, what Yuri and the other coaches and Julia had created and were creating. We only learned that once we got here. So a little luck, I suppose. Saber is probably the best known in popular culture. Star Wars, pirate movies. And so I think we wanted to try that. Um, for me, it fits my personality. Um, and so it was a good match. Fencing's a really fun sport. You can learn a lot about yourself in it. You learn a lot about other people, and you can make some nice friends. And if you're fortunate enough to be at a great club with great coaches, um, that's a very special opportunity in life. And I recommend it.